Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck, 13th of May 2022, and it's our CRISPR daily update. Outlook is looking good, so let's get started. So here are the few items that I want to talk to you about today. The first is really exciting. CRISPR Therapeutics is to present CTX130 clinical trial data around June 9 to 11th timeframe. And this presentation is very important because CTX130 is a CAR T therapy fully owned by CRISPR Therapeutics. It's in clinical trials, and the data that they are going to present obviously should be because the results are looking good. And if the results are looking good, that means we are very close to a BLA for CTX 130, which means marketing can start very soon. So all those events are coming in close proximity, which probably means that CRISPR Therapeutics is going to start being revenue generating. So I suspect part of the rally yesterday in Genomics for CRISPR Therapeutics was because of the fact that they announced the data presentation schedule. This is a very positive news. So all those who are invested in CRISPR Therapeutics, take a little bit of time to enjoy because you have been through hell, and this is probably a glimmer of hope out here. And hopefully this continues to come up with all the positive data that is needed for a BLA. With that said, let us look at the next big item that we have, which is from Canada. British Columbia researchers launching clinical trial for first genetically engineered stem cell-based therapy for type 1 diabetes. And if you recollect, we have the ViaCyte collaboration with CRISPR Therapeutics, which is also looking at T1 diabetes, type 1 diabetes. So I looked at the article to try and find out if there is any mention of the name of either ViaCyte or CRISPR Therapeutics, but there was no mention of either of these companies. So I'm thinking that probably this is a separate initiative. So I need to continue to look at it. If any of our viewers know about this, please put it in the comments so that we can be enlightened. So if it's not CRISPR Therapeutics and ViaCyte, then there is potentially competition brewing up in type 1 diabetes. It's only good for the patients for sure, because there'll be competition in pricing and also ease of availability with choice of therapies available. So that's again a good news. Let us look at the next one, which is not a good news. 7 trillion US dollars have been wiped out from the stock market this year, according to some estimates, which also goes lockstep with 600 billion US dollars lost in Bitcoin, which is almost a drop of half the value from where it was at the peak earlier this year. So I'm thinking that probably capitulation has been reached in Bitcoin. But one cannot rule out the fact that there's potential that it may still fall down to $25,000. Anything is possible. But when I look at the graphs and all, when I look at the charts, it seems possible that it is capitulation. I'll talk about that when we do our Nasdaq analysis. So that said, all the risks are still static. When I say static, I mean no improvement or deterioration has happened in any of the risks. The Russia-Ukraine conflict is ongoing. Shanghai lockdown was likely to be resolved, but they found a couple of cases outside the lockdown zone. So they are reevaluating. So Shanghai lockdown is still in static state. Supply chain problems are still on. My personal example, first I was talking about dining table a couple of months ago. It took 3 months to arrive. Now I have my washer dryer, which I ordered. They have arrived, but the aluminum strips which I use for mounting them on top of each other, the mounting kit, which is just 2 aluminum strip, it has not arrived. It's been 2 weeks, and we have not been able to wash laundry. And the Costco guys are unable to tell when the part is going to come. So we are in a logjam out there. That shows how bad the supply chain is. Then inflation, of course, we got a higher reading. Last time we got the CPI a few days ago. Labor is also still tight. Interest rate hike potentially could go to 75 basis points. So that's another problem that we may have. And also the housing market in the US is a bit precarious. We also have political uncertainty with the midterm elections coming up, and the Justice Department opening grand jury to probe the top secret documents that were found in Mar-a-Lago. So all these things do not lend itself to a bull market. However, we are likely to have a consolidation, which means go up, come down, go up, come down, but stay range bound the same level. That is potentially what is likely to happen next, in my opinion. And right now, today, everything looks good, at least when I saw before I started this video on indicators. We'll check that out. So let's look at the Nasdaq wicks and other indicators now. Let's start with the futures. The futures are looking positive, 1.89% up, and we have 225 basis point gain in Nasdaq futures. That's amazing. I'm really impressed with that. So we got one bullish sign for us. And then let's go and look at the indicators. And in the indicators, I'd like to start with US oil. US oil is going up. It's gone above the resistance, which was there at 107.52. It's right now at 107.80. So unless it turns back, I would consider that to be a bearish sign for the market, because if oil goes up at these elevated levels, it's going to be negative for Nasdaq. So we got one bullish and one bearish sign so far. And I'm going to look at put call ratio. Put call ratio, let us look at the graphs out here. This is 12th May. So we still don't have the 13th May candle out here, but put call ratio is well above 1. So it's at 1.26. So that's again bearish. So we got one bullish and two bearish signs so far. If I look at VIX, VIX is coming down and it's being constrained by the 9-day exponential moving average. This is real-time VIX, so it's 13th of May. And we are down. So this is another bullish sign. So we got two bullish and two bearish signs so far in our chart. US dollar index has got a red doji candle, so we don't know which way it's going. So I'll leave it saying that it is indecisive. 6 months yield has come down marginally, but it is still in the range that it has been in the last 3 days. So that is inconclusive. 2-year is going up, but it is still in yesterday's range, so it is also inconclusive. So we are evenly poised on both sides. Now let us look at QQQ. QQQ shows a gain of 2.04%. So I would say that on balance, there is a mild bullish bias today. So we are likely to pick up value again. And when it comes to genomic stocks, I think genomic stocks probably have already reached capitulation for many of them. So they are more likely to turn bullish. That could be the reason why they're doing better. And also another problem that we have with the index is that it's got big companies like Apple, Microsoft, Google, which have not dropped significantly. And they are the ones which drive the index. So now they have started dropping. So once they reach the point of capitulation, then we can expect Nasdaq also to turn around in its entirety. But all the other stocks in Nasdaq have potentially reached the capitulation point. So that's my reading of the market. With that, let's go and have a look at our genomic stocks. As we look at our genomic stock, I'm really gratified to see that everything is positive top to bottom. And the very top is Caribou Biosciences with a gain of 22.1%. Look at the size of that candle and look at the volume which is engulfing the candle. And look at how sharp the raise in MACD and momentum has been. So Caribou Biosciences is onto something really major. Let's look at the news item for Caribou Biosciences. 19 hours ago, it says Caribou Biosciences says it sees positive initial data in trial of CB010 to treat lymphoma. So this is the reason why Caribou Biosciences has risen. So it's likely to keep its momentum. And as you can see, little by little, we are coming with a lot of positives. First, we had the CRISPR Therapeutics positive news about clinical trial data being announced. Caribou Biosciences has done the same thing. So this is all looking very positive. So I suppose that we are starting to look at some good news for the genomic sector, and that should bring up everything together. Now let us look at IDNA, which is for the genomic sector. And you can see a big candle out here, even though we have not gone above where we started yesterday, but we have recovered smartly. Where we had gone day before. So we have recovered a bit smartly, but we have to see what happens for today. At this point of time, there are no pre-market trades. The MACD is absolutely bearish, but the momentum shows signs of recovering. So hopefully the news from Caribou Biosciences and CRISPR Therapeutics should impact IDNA, and we should see an overall positive impact for the entire genomic sector. I think all of the genomic stocks are looking positive for today, and even pre-market they are looking good. 5.25 up for PACB. For Teladoc, it's up 2.83%. Editas is up 2.68%. DNA is up 4.62%. Caribou is up 2.47%. And if you look at Allogene, there is no pre-market trades. Beam also, there is no pre-market trades. Bluebird, there is a pre-market trade. It's up 0.89%. ArcG, no pre-market trades. IMTX, no pre-market trades. Verve, no pre-market trades. CRISPR up 3.14%. So overall, I think genomics are going to do well today. And since we are in the consolidation phase, expect somewhere around the end of the day things to come down, or middle of the day things to come down. We are going to try and identify a bunch of lows, which when we connect will show us whether we are consolidating if it goes horizontal, or we are declining if it goes down, or if we are in a bull channel if it goes up. We'll have answers to all of that in the next week. So till then, be careful in the market. If you have some profits and you want to realize that, you could do that. And if you're very bullish, you could start dollar cost averaging up. So all those possibilities are there. Evaluate your own risk, think through your own logic, and do whatever is necessary to capture your share of the profits going forward. With that said, I would like to end this video here. Very thanks for watching this video so far. Please put a like if you liked it. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and let us grow this channel for everything related to CRISPR and the stock market. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.